All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DFS Experience for Tuesday, April 23rd. Three-game slate. We're going to get in and get out. Luka Magic, 11-9. Going to be very tough to get to him. He's going to have to be out of his mind to pay this off, especially with the way the Clippers are playing and defending. It's going to be great. You got to have spectacular value to be able to pull this off. To play Luke in a three-game slate in the playoffs, get him to hit value, and then guess the correct other value pieces around him. That's going to be very tough. Dame Dollar 9.3 too cheap. He knows what he needs to do if there's no Giannis. No one in Indiana could stop him. Go right back to Dame Dollar. He's going to be popular, but he should be the man of the hour. The man of the hour. Yo, he got the nerve to be smiling too. This goofball. You know, I try to be positive. And before the game, somebody hit me up, was like, yo, I like Halliburton. You know, I got Halliburton in my lineup. And I'm like, yo, I'm feeling confident that he steps his game up for the play. What did this guy do? 7 shots. What did I tell y'all? Something's wrong with this. Something's wrong with this kid. Something is very wrong with this kid. 7 shots in a playoff game, when all eyes are on you. He had that stretch earlier this season when he looked like a generational point guard. He looked like Magic Johnson. And since his injury, since his interview, where he said that he feels some type of way because people make bets on him, he's been playing like straight trash. And you know what? I don't know what's really going on. I'm not on his team, but something is wrong. I can tell you that. I don't believe I'm about to say this. Tyrese Halliburton is a fade. If you want to continue playing Halliburton, play him. But something's mentally wrong with him. I'm good. 7 shots. 7 shots? Nah. Get him out. Get him out of here. Booker. They're gonna have to blow this team up because they're not getting past Minnesota. Booker went 5 for 16, and I wish I could say I expect a bounce back, but y'all don't know what type of defense Minnesota's for real. Like Minnesota could beat Denver, Minnesota could beat Boston. Minnesota's defense is elite. I don't see Phoenix getting past Minnesota. And if they don't get past Minnesota this season, they might as well blow that team up because they're only gonna get better. As far as Devin Booker on this slate, 8.8K, he's an okay play, but like I said, you got to pay off 8.4K, and he's gonna have the clamps put on him all night long. I'm not saying he can't play. He's got to have an otherworldly game to pay this off because the defense is just too good. Look, 6 for 16, 5 for 16. Like, that's what he's going to be going through. Minnesota's real. I'd rather play a spend up that's going to have an easier time accumulating fantasy points. That's just me. Kyrie 8.3, sitting in the same boat as Luka. However, he's a lot cheaper. I'm expecting at least one of these guys to have a bounce back game. I'd rather play Kyrie because he's cheaper. He needs less to hit value. Harden 8.2. If there's no Kawhi, he's absolutely in play. He'll be popular because he had a good game. Bradley Beal 6.4. He's in play. Still a tough matchup. I like the minutes, 37 minutes. He got off 10 shots. 6.4K. Bradley Beal might be in my main lineup depending on what other value plays I decide to take chances on. I took a shot on Mike Conley, and obviously I regret it. He did take 12 shots. He got 7 assists. At the time, I said I'll never play him again. But if I need the salary, then I'll play him because he's playing 27 minutes. He took 12 shots. He's only 5,700. That's fine. Listen, when you play these guys, they're not all gonna have great games. It's fine. TJ McConnell, I'm not really interested in. Maybe Patrick Beverly, you could take shots. 18 minutes for TJ McConnell. He did get 13 shots off, which is good. Beverly's in play. Nemhard if you're desperate. Terrence Mann played 39 minutes. Took 8 shots. So if Kawhi doesn't play, Terrence Mann is your value. Anthony Edwards needs no speech. Fire him up. He's absolutely in play. Paul George is in play. Expecting a better game from him. Grayson Allen, probably don't need him if he's not 100% healthy. Neesmith at 5K, you could take shots on. Hardaway Jr., I'm not interested in. Malik Beasley, not interested in him coming off the bench. And Connaughton, if you're absolutely desperate. NAW is absolutely in play at 4K. He's in the rotation. He's getting minutes. That's your value piece. Kawhi, if Kawhi's not 100%, he's not playing. We've been watching Kawhi for 10 years now, longer than that. We know how Kawhi gives it up. If he's not 100%, he ain't playing. So you might as well count Kawhi out. Middleton's in play, 7.4. Siakam's in play, absolutely. Norman Powell. Fantasy sports is, DFS is about evolution, right? And it, things change every season. Things also change in the middle of the season also. And what I'm seeing with Norman Powell is a lot of these games where one of the stars are out, he doesn't really hit value. He's not like a lot like he used to be when star players were out and he was spot start or something like that, especially with Westbrook on the court also. Norman Powell's a fade for me. Make long story short. I got Westbrook. If there's no Kawhi, that's fine. I don't need Norman Powell. Norman Powell hasn't done it the last half of the year. The last half of the season, he hasn't hit value when his usage has gone up. So, or when his usage was supposed to go up. So for that reason, I'm gonna just stick to Westbrook for value. Speaking of Westbrook, I did overlook him. 5'3", no Kawhi, fire him up. McDaniels is in play. Coffee if you're absolutely out of your mind. 25 minutes, 11 fantasy points. He got 7 shots off. There's no way I could get to him. There's no way I play him. I'm not taking that risk. Before we go through power forward, if you're new here, welcome. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up the video. If you're struggling to cash, yes, I know the playoffs are hard. You would think it would be easier, but you got to get all your pieces right. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your spend up right. So that's the guy or the guys that's going to go off. You got to get those pieces right. Then you got to get your value right. So it's not as easy as you think. But if you would like me to help you, if you want me to send you my finalized optimal lineups right before lock, check out the Patreon link in the description. We cover MLB, NBA, PGA, MMA. We cover everything. So if it's something you want to bet on, you want my lineups, Patreon link in the description. We also have super chats available, and we do have channel memberships, silver memberships, and gold memberships get you lineups also. Power forward, Giannis. I think we should know by midday what's really going on with Giannis, if he's going to play or not. It says doubtful here, which doesn't really mean too much coming from DraftKings, but it lets you know that he's definitely not close to 100%. Giannis at 75% could pay off 10.9K, but let's just wait to the midday report so we can then gauge if this is going to be a full Lillard game. Because Lillard is going to go off if Giannis doesn't play again. Durant is an okay play. That's just spectacular. 11 for 17. He needs to take more shots. Hopefully, if you play Durant, he decides to take the game over and not wait for Booker. And if Durant has one of his games, I think if they want to have a chance, he has to take over this game. It's easier for them to lock down Booker than it is to lock down Durant. Durant is like 7 feet. So if he wants to be aggressive and then let Booker um you know ride his coattails, I think that'll probably be the best bet. Because usually what Phoenix likes to do is they like to let Booker get off, and then that sounded crazy. They let Booker go first, and then Durant comes after. What they need to do is let um let Durant set the scene, and then Booker come after. They need to do something because you're not going to just beat Minnesota just like that. Fire up Durant. Hope he goes off. Karl-Anthony Towns. He played how many minutes? 27 minutes. So still on somewhat of a limit. 27 minutes, 35 fantasy points. Let's pay attention to his minutes. Hopefully he gets a minutes increase so we could play him. He's still a good play. Yeah, let's see if we get any more information on Karl-Anthony Towns, because we would like him to play 32 minutes instead of 27 for that price. Big Bobby Portis, my man. Listen, even on a night when Dame Dollar goes off for 35 in the first half, he still finds a way to get you a fantasy point per minute. 31 minutes, 30 fantasy points. If there is no Giannis, I'm finding a way to jam him in my lineup. PJ Washington, I can't do it. I can't, because he played 37 minutes. He only got 10 shots. You know Luka and Kyrie going to go crazy game 2. So he's going to get even less shots. I can't do it. I can't play anybody else from Dallas. No more. I'm not playing anyone from Dallas outside of Luka or Kyrie. Never. I don't care what my lineup looks like. I'm not doing it in the playoffs. Nas Reed is absolutely in play. 4.8K. Fire him up. No Kyle Anderson. He can't even stay on the court these days. He's washed. He used to be a lock too. Just like Powell. When somebody was out, you plug in Kyle Anderson and cash out. You can't do that anymore. Times are changing. These guys are washed. Maxi Kleber, no thank you. And at center, Gobert. Listen, Gobert. People talk about Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year. He's been terrific on offense. I don't know why people are not paying attention to that. You're paying for a defender. That's why he's 7,100, and he's giving you 19, 13, 25, 21, 14 points. And you having Karl-Anthony Towns on a minutes restriction. This is the greatest time to take advantage of Gobert. I'm actually locking in Gobert, to be honest with you. He looks like a lot to me. He feels like it. Fire up Gobert. 7,100. He can give you 6 times value in his sleep. Miles Turner in play. Nurkic is in play. Zubac is too cheap. Fire him up. Brook Lopez, don't need him. No thank you. No thank you. He's not a bad player. I don't have no space for him. I'm playing Gobert in one of my center spots. My utility spot is probably going to be Zubac. There's nowhere to put Brook Lopez. I'm sorry. And Gafford, I don't even know what to say. 14 minutes in a playoff game. 4 fantasy points. They're going to find a way to play him 30 minutes the next game. And he's going to have 30 fantasy points. And all of this is going to be very unexplainable. I'm tired talking about the unexplainable stuff that goes on in the NBA. So to avoid talking about it, I'm just going to fade him and see what happens. We'll get back to Daniel Gafford next video. Because I believe, no, I don't want to say that either. Just very unexplainable events. Yes, I know he was in foul trouble early. Then he came back in the game. Zubac was scoring all over him, but he wasn't trying. He just had it. He wasn't trying to defend him. But 14 minutes is still kind of unexplainable. Jalen Smith, if you're desperate. Lively, no thank you. Plumlee, if you're playing 142,000 lineups. And the rest of these guys, I'm not touching. Look, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you had a profitable Monday night. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up the video. Check out the Patreon link in the description if you need me to send you finalized optimal lineups right before lock. Super chats are open. Channel memberships are open. Silver memberships, gold memberships get you lineups also. And I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later. Ciao.